Two 40-something guys that are used to crashing weddings are now crashing Google for a piece of the employment pie. Hello there to everyone watching, and thank you once again for returning to both RealScreenReviews.com and WeLiveFilm.com. I am movie critic Nick Iacobucci, and our next movie review is for The Internship. This comedy opened in June of 2013, and it stars Vince Vaughn, Owen Wilson, Rose Byrne, and Max Mignella. The Internship comes to us from family and comedic director Shawn Levy, and he is the previous director of Real Steel, The Night at the Museum, and The Pink Panther with Steve Martin. He now unites with the Wedding Crashers to see if they can bring big laughs once again to the summer movie season. This film, The Internship, tells the tale of Nick and Billy, and they are two old school salesmen whose careers have pretty much been made extinct by modern technology. These two guys end up falling into a very valuable internship with the internet juggernaut known as Google, but the catch is that they are in competition with kids that are one, half their age, and two, twice as intelligent. Well, people, I am going to start with Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson, and just like Redford and Newman and Hope and Crosby or Martin and Lewis, these two guys just work really well together. Between the two of them, they give this film an almost countless and endless supply of energy and vigor. Just one of these guys can carry a film all his own, and when they pair up, they can easily infuse enough comedy into a project to keep you smiling most of the time. The Internship is not a great film, but the enthusiasm and humor displayed by both Vaughn and Wilson is at least above average. Now, I will say that normally I am not one of these people that likes product placement in feature films, but you really have to embrace the fact that Google was such a good sport about this entire movie. I know that some people will be annoyed and classify this as a 2-hour commercial for Google, but considering that the film paints a picture of their internship program as an episode of The Price is Right or Let's Make a Deal, they're actually pretty cool in my book. You also get a nice supporting role and love interest in Rose Byrne, and she manages to bring a good turn on the big screen in what could have been a real forgetful outing for some actresses. There is also a wonderful cameo with Vince Vaughn Owen Wilson regular Will Ferrell, and his appearance once again got an ovation from the audience when I saw it. You know, I very much respect the fact that the lead characters strive to be employed, and I also respect that the movie's underlying goal is of teamwork and the betterment of oneself. Shawn Levy does his best to incorporate moments of tenderness and dramatic sentiment, and I will say that those scenes are strategically placed to balance out the comedy. However, The Internship is just a standard movie with standard laughs, and I really don't think that anyone is going to be running out to tell their friends to go and see this. This brings me to my normal segment of nitpicking issues. First, this movie is rated PG-13 and not rated R, and you could tell that they restrained some of the scenes in order to attain that rating. From what I saw, the improv from the two main characters was cut short more than a few times, and you could also tell that it was edited to specifically fit a rating of PG-13. Then I would say that Vaughn and Wilson pretty much play the same people as they did in the film The Wedding Crashers, and only their names have been changed to protect the innocent. Also, The Internship contains absolutely nothing even remotely challenging about technical filmmaking, and nothing about this film is standout. Not the writing, not the lighting, not the acting, and not the movie on a whole. Then something else that annoyed me about this movie was its pre-planned win-win ending. Now, what I mean by that is to say that this film can only end one of two ways. The first is that they're going to get the jobs with Google and there'll be a complete and happy Hollywood ending, or they don't get the jobs with the internet juggernaut, but however, in turn learn life lessons along the way and probably go into some speech about it. There were also written stereotypes that annoyed me in this movie as well. At 1 minute less than 2 hours, The Internship was funny and entertaining, but it was at least 15 minutes too long. Now, don't get me wrong, because this is not a bad movie, but this is not a great movie by any means. This is a funny movie, and I did laugh, but not as much as when I weigh this film against their last outing in The Wedding Crashers. I very much believe that whether or not you are going to like this film will rest solely on how much you like the film's two lead people, and if the answer to that question is already that you do not like these guys, then don't go see this movie at all. I mildly enjoyed this film, and that's why Nick's Real Screen Review is not a raving endorsement, but still a mild recommendation of 2.5 stars out of 4, and that rating is for the reteaming of Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson in the comedy The Internship. Well, I'm afraid that's all the time that I have today, and thank you so much for stopping by. If you have enjoyed this review, please click like below and give me a thumbs up, or subscribe to either or both We Live Film or Real Screen Reviews if you haven't yet already. I'm sure that I'll be returning soon enough with more movie and trailer reviews, and until next time, people, this is Nick Iacobucci saying I'm not always right, but only when it comes to the movies, and thank you for your attention.